Well, the single biggest challenge in the investigation, and it applies to us, but it also even applies to law enforcement where they have much greater powers than we have. You need someone to cooperate with you, someone to give you factual information. And the challenge here is everybody who knew the real facts about what were going on were kind of within that cone of silence in the dugout and the clubhouse. I don't absolve the players of responsibility. I think that in their comments, at least some of them, you can see the fact that they understand they have a fundamental obligation to play within the rules. And I don't think any of them feel like they've been absolved, frankly. One of the most important things that has to happen in order to put this episode, people are never going to forget about it, but to move on from it, is for the entire organization, starting from the top, owner all the way through the players, to accept responsibility and to apologize not only to their fans, but to the fans across the other 29 teams. And it's hard to deny the fact that that's going to be an ongoing process here. It didn't get done the other day.
Most people will describe it as an epic failure. How would you describe it?
It was not successful.
And then what follows to that? Are you involved with the follow-up to the way that it was handled, or are you clear of that?
Yeah, look, whatever a team does, for better or for worse, I feel it's part of the responsibility of my position. We'll continue to work with the Astros to help them put this behind them. I think that in the time that's gone by, some players have been out individually. I think they did a much better job in terms of expressing taking responsibility and expressing remorse. That process is going to continue.
You send the message that this is wrong, you cheated, and the perception of many out there is that several of the Astros, especially at the higher levels, don't necessarily seem to be expressing that.
I'd say this to you, Carl. I think that their intentions may be different than the way that it came off, but I understand the reaction to the press conference, and I think that the organization, the Astros, the individual players, almost immediately realized the need to do more, and that's why you've seen players out there talking about this individually.
How would you describe the investigation of the buzzer? How deep did that go?
Well, the buzzer allegation, the tape and everything, we were fully aware of that when we were working our way through the investigation. I think that in a way, the piece that no one appreciates is that we found no evidence, not a single witness who could corroborate that there were buzzers being used during the 2019 season. Indeed, that they were doing anything inappropriate during the 2019 season. Given that the players told us, chapter and verse about 2017 and chapter and verse about 2018, it does give some credibility to the denials that were uniform about the use of buzzers in 2019. Can I tell you 100% certain that it didn't happen? No, you can never know that. You gotta, people tell you what they tell you. I will tell you the evidence on this issue was as consistent in the direction that nothing was going on as the evidence was consistent in the direction that there was inappropriate behavior in 17 and 18.
You have little leaguers now in California, and I'm sure around the country, who will not use the name Astros during this season, and who knows how long. What impact does that message send to you?
I think, for me personally, one of the most troubling pieces of all this was the message that we sent to young people about the game. I do believe that our game is special in that it teaches values to young people that serve them well, whether they become baseball players or not. And when you hold that belief, and you see what happened here, you have to accept the fact that this was a step backwards for us, one that we're going to have to work really, really hard to correct.